Hey kids, Inverted Cal here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. We're picking it up back up pretty much just after where we had landed with a couple of little changes. So we'll switch back this, jump here, tab. There we go. I have, as you see, a drone on its way in to attack me yet again. It will fly away, its wreckage will just fly past. As you can see, the nanites are doing a great job trying to collect as much of the debris as they can. I've got the weapons on the bird of prey kind of aimed inwards. They're not equal, so it's lopsided where it hits, but you know, they crisscross before they explode, that kind of thing. No big deal. You'll also notice that I have on the top of this thing a probe. Yes, probe number 1 has been reborn. And I'll show you why. Let's jump in here and we'll go to button 6. Right there I have that. That's what's launching those things at me. If I can, I got some movement, okay. It's a space station of some sort. There is another one. Alright, let's jump out of this, go up here. I'll show you what I did to get the probe back. Well, let's turn off our walking boots here. I took a standard rotor. I put a small rotor on it, and then I put a small grid on top of that rotor and attached a small projector to it because this is a small grid. And then basically all I have to do is turn that projector on and put a building block or two up to it, and that gives me this thing. Now I've already equipped and loaded and armed that little probe, but I have a feeling that if I launch it towards that base, I probably won't even make it there alive. But yeah, let's jump in that thing. Remote access, probe 1, take control. Now button number 5, 4, and down, because it is upside down. I still haven't fixed that, but it's still upside down. Now I can use the camera on this to beam in, look in, and I should be able to see that station. There it is, right there. Turn off inertial dampeners, turn on rockets. I don't know what the max range is on those. This little probe get up to speed here. I want to have a little bit of a look at this base. I got antennas all over the place here. I should only have one quick burst of shots on the rockets, and then it's machine guns all the way in. Okay, the probe's dead. Whatever it had is crashed into the base. Or the probe is damaged. So I'm going to I want to build another one. I'm kind of want to build another one, but we'll do it real quick here. Projector. That's on. Okay. You should have kept projection. Why didn't you? Oh, they're firing another. As you can see, the ships will actually bounce. Pieces of them will bounce right off the right off the ship, straight into the grinders. I just turned them on and let them run. Not entirely sure what's going on. That probe should actually be projected again. So I need something a little bit more robust to attack this with. And I mean, the machine guns and stuff on that are doing a fine job, so I don't really need to worry about those. So I'm thinking that we're going to build the first torpedo I've built in a long time. Part of the thing is you used to be able to do was you could affect large grid blocks with gravity fields. So this torpedo launcher that was in this ship had a gravity launcher on it, which is why you could cycle the gravity field on and off for it. There it is. And it would literally put a 3G gravity field in front of the ship, probably ejecting quite a ways down, and would literally just draw whatever was here out and eject it into space. The problem is that doesn't work anymore. I've tried it with both large and small grids. That was the whole point of building the garbage scow the way I had, was literally, if you remember way back when, I had a gravity field in here, and it wouldn't pick up small grid blocks, it wouldn't pick up large grid blocks, it wouldn't pick up anything. So we're going to have to deal with that as well. So what I'm thinking, though, is we build a probe, if you will, or a torpedo, if you will. I'll need to build it using small grid blocks rather than large grid blocks. Are you taking it apart? You jerk. That's not very nice. Okay. What we're going to do is we're just going to go into our creative world here, and we're just going to build one here. I'm just going to start with that to give me a point of reference, because I'm a horrible builder. But it's got to be a small grid. I'm going to need a rotor. What the? Oh, are you serious? Okay, we're back. I have to cut when I'm building, because quite honestly, me and building are, yeah, we don't agree with each other. So what I've done here is I've built a 2-part torpedo. Actually, it's a 3-part torpedo, but we'll go over it. And hopefully it will work. That's my test subject over there, and it appeared to work okay. So what we have first is a small ship drive system, and I mean, this isn't exactly the most powerful drives. It will get up to speed, but it takes a bit to maneuver. So yeah, it's going to be, you run it in and hopefully dock it down to the thing, or at least crash it into the ship to some degree enough that it docks down. And then it's a large grid nose cone. Buried in this nose cone is a projector system for one, which you can see right here, but there's also a build and repair bot system in here. A couple of batteries to power, basically to power the connector, in order to connect a small grid and a large grid in such a manner that I can project them. I have to do connectors rather than rotor. I was going to do a rotor and connect it that way, but then I found out that that doesn't work. So the idea is that this flies in, clamps this somehow, or impacts this somehow into the ship or station or whatever it is that you're attacking. You turn the build repair system on and it starts repairing it. Well, basically it repairs this ship as it flies, but what happens is it starts to strip apart the station when it gets there, and then you turn the projector on and it should project something that looks like this monstrosity here, which is essentially just thrusters and gyroscopes in every direction, as well as a pair of additional builder dealies. The idea is, and there's a couple of nuclear reactors in there as well, just to be on the safe side. The idea is that this literally, once you have docked or collided with your target, this starts disassembling that ship. It starts tearing thrusters, batteries, whatever it can off of that ship, and it starts building this monstrosity. The extra foot pads are to hopefully dock it into, like, just basically clamp it onto whatever is there that it can dock onto. So it's like, yeah, if something happens to be there, click, locks onto it, gives it a little bit more stability so that the whole thing doesn't fly away. And what I've found has happened when attacking capital vessels especially is they'll be flying away and you can't catch them with a large ship. You're basically playing tag with them and they're moving 110 meters away or moving 100 meters away from you, and they don't have, like, there's no reason for it because they don't have any thrusters working. Like, you've got close enough and you've already disabled their ship or disabled enough of their ship that they have no navigational thrusters. But for some reason now they will continue to fly away with never slowing down unless they collide with something. And you can't switch to a small vessel to jump on them and get them. So the whole hope is that using a small vessel for the propulsion system, I would be able to get this up over 100 meters per second and catch up to, if not dock onto, the target ship. So that's the theory. That is the theory. Now I have to, like I said, I had to build it in two parts. The only drawback is, of course, is when it hits, it tends to, usually if you nose into it, you tend to smack the camera up and you can't see it. So I'm hoping is that if I can push it in fast enough and just cram it into something, that the landing pads will touch something and lock. Basically that's their whole point, is to just lock on. See, I have one over here on this test, on my test subject, that actually was able to successfully lock. It takes some effort, but that's all you need. Then I should be able to just shut off the, well, I'll leave these thrusters on anyway because I want this to attempt to deaccelerate anything that's trying to fly away. So if this is just attached to a block that's flying away or a ship that's trying to fly away, it should hopefully slow it down to some degree. I know the small thrusters don't provide a lot of thrust, but they do provide sufficient to stop or slow down something. This impact here is where another one of my tests ricocheted off. I think it was that guy over there. I hit, basically nosed right into it and hit and bounced. So yeah, it does. You got to kind of come at it and hope that you can cram into it in such a way that you will engage the landing gears. So that's the theory. Whether or not it works in practice is a different story, but that's the theory. So now what we're going to do is we're going to jump back into the game, and we're going to see if we can actually get one of these to build. And if we can, we're going to see if we can get it to actually work. Two totally different and totally separate things that you have to deal with. So don't go away, kids. We'll be back as soon as I get back in the game. Okay, we're back in. Now, I might have to do is build a thing to actually build those. I don't want to put it in front of this because I want those guns to be able to shoot these stinking drones down when they come in. I'm not entirely sure I want to attach it to the bird of prey because I need this to be if I put it underneath, again they keep slapping their drones into this thing, you know. Could put it right here, I suppose. That would probably work. So what I'm going to need is a small rotor. So first what I need to do is open this up. Let's take that out and we'll put in search for a rotor. Okay. Now we're just going to, now the drive part is on the back. So we'll put this down here, go P and recolor it for that. We'll put it right about there. And we'll go to, I'll grind that head off, and for some reason I don't have sound. If I have sound, I don't hear it. Again. Now we'll put down a control button here, which is number 6. Why rotors don't have controls, I don't know. Okay, we're going to rename this one here. I don't get it. I'm positive I named that other rotor. I think some of my settings got deleted, or one of my saves got deleted. Okay, this is for small grid torpedo. What did I call that? The spike, right? Okay, and then we add the small head and click on the rotor lock. And then we turn this block off. I don't want it turning on at all.
Energy low.
Then we go to button number 5. And again, we're just going to build a small work platform on here. Yeah, sure, just jump around all over the place. Mining carriage. Private sale. Okay, then we're going to take a number 7. Put that projector on there. We're going to put another one on right here. Now I need to figure out what's going on with this one as well, because I'm pretty sure I had those set up. So we're going to do first, we're going to flip that over to this and jump into the cockpit. Okay, you're projecting. Nanobots. Can you imagine how annoying it would be in real life if you had to stop every 10 minutes and or every 5 minutes and go recharge your shields and your suit, your power, so you could actually work? Like, yeah, I gotta stop and plug in for 10 minutes. Okay, for some reason it's not keeping that blueprint, so we're going to scroll back down. Put in the test probe. Oh, another one of these drones is coming in. Darn it. I gotta move away from where I'm working because they always seem to target straight towards me. And if they're gonna target straight towards me, I want them to target straight towards me into the grinders as much as possible. That really looks painful. See, now this has got another probe ship built or projected, and then to build it, all I would have to do is put down a block number 5, like that, and it will build, hopefully build everything. Might have to go, whoops, like that. There we go. That will eventually build the entire ship, come off of that rocket launcher, and then it'll build should build the reactor or whatever that device is there. For some reason it won't build the the heck do you call that thing? The landing gear correctly. But that's okay. To take that block out. Take that block out, those blocks fall away. So let's go 5 right there, number 2 right there. Now see, the idea is after it's built, then I just grind off these blocks and it'll dock, the foot panel dock onto there, and that'll be done. So that's how you set that projection up. Now I got to figure out why it doesn't keep that projection. For some reason it should. But we'll go PRO probe ship projector and keep projection. We'll try that a second time. Keep projection. Okay. So whenever I turn that on, it should keep that projection. Now this one, we're going to do the same kind of thing. Now we're going to set up projector. That looks like it mounts it right onto the deck where I want it to be. And again, this time you take number 5. And we'll go up a couple of blocks. And forward one. Now what that should do is allow me to build the entire projection of the drive or the thrusters. So now all we got to do is connect to this projector, which we can still do through this terminal. So now it's projector. Okay, so now we just got to bring it up. I want to get it so that it is lined up as close to that as I can. I might have to relocate this one. I got another dread. Okay, we're back. I have set up all 3 projectors to work, hopefully. I'm not entirely sure if toggling projector on and off is what I should be doing to keep these, like if I toggle it off, if it deletes the projection or not. There might be another setting that I don't know about or whatever. But there's the unit here. I've lined it up as close as I can so that when it engages, those 2 docking clamps should basically lock onto each other as soon as I cut the units free from their respective things. I'm having problems with the game today. Steam keeps kicking in and out for some reason, or my internet's kicking out or something. I'm not sure what. But yeah, I've had the game disconnect on me already once or twice, which makes projections and stuff for some reason not behave correctly. I understand that there is a reason that games function online, but seriously, they really need to design these games so that you can play them in single player mode and not have to be connected to the internet to do so. Because, you know, damn it, some of us have to pay for our internet. So what we're going to do here is we're going to turn on the nanobots, hopefully. And you should see them all start to weld on the respective ships or devices that I'm working on here. So we're just going to let those weld up. Last time, see, for some reason this automatically loads 25 uranium in there, so that's part of the things. I'm worried is that projector is going to kick on and start projecting. As long as that is off and stays off, and the setting for that is off, I should be okay. this is off.
Meteor swarm inbound.
And this should be off as well. Okay, cool. Kind of looks as if it doesn't want to connect that projection to that thing. Okay, that was not something that I was having problems with in creative. Another reason why I get frustrated with games that have creative mode that doesn't seem to work the same in survival. So what we need is plates. Okay, we're back. Not sure what's going on with this game, but I'm having some serious issues today, and I'm getting kind of frustrated. Oh look, all my... For some reason I keep losing all my default settings on my first 3 tools. Very, very, very annoying, but hey, why not? It's Space Engineers. Nothing works in it, and it's a finished game. Okay, we'll let this finish welding. Oh, I got more debris bouncing off my hull. That's just wonderful. Oh, and my life support's almost out. I think it might be that it's not allowing that projection to weld because it's in the projective field of another block. Did you guys throw another ship at me? I really wish you'd stop doing that. Okay, we appear to be finished welding everything except for that one connector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this. Okay, and then we're going to just move back a little bit. And we're going to go OK. Remote access, spike drive systems, control, and we're just going to give it a little gentle tap back. That's exactly what it was. It wouldn't build that while that projector was in play. So now if I take control again of the drive systems and I just touch it forward just a scooch, there we go, and lock it in. All right. Now, if I grind this block off, that should disconnect both of these completely from the ship. What I want to do is test to make sure that projector is projecting the unit in bloom. So I'm going to have to make sure I shut off all of the ship. All the ship projectors. And actually I could probably leave all of these projectors on because once I disconnect the appropriate grid until I actually build the grid piece again, I don't need to worry about it. So that's something to keep in mind. I wonder if it's just a matter of clicking spawn projection to have it reprojected. things to think about. Okay, first we're going to go nan panel butts, and we're just going to turn off build new. Now we're going to connect into this. We're going to go control panel. I want the projector and we're going to turn it on. Before I do that, I want to make sure this is off. Yes, projector. Okay, so turn this on. And then that is all lined up. Of course, it's totally upside down. But hey, no problem. I'm not too worried about if it actually builds it. I just want it to actually have it ready to build. So we're going to control panel and projector, and we'll turn that off. Are you launching another damn ship at me? Guys, give me a minute. Okay, control panel. Antenna. I want this antenna to be broadcasting at 50, this is 50 kilometers, which is more than ample for what I need it to do. Okay, and then we'll go OK and remote access, and we'll open the terminal. No, we will remote access and we'll open the control menu. Then we'll hit G and we'll configure camera 2 and the position number 1 to view. The connector is to switch lock. I'm not going to worry about that connector again. I want to have the projector here to toggle on off, the nanobots to toggle on off, and then what I need to do is go into the K menu, and I want thrusters. Actually, I'm going to leave those on, wasn't I? Because I want them to be able to dock with the ship. Okay. So we're going to jump out of there. Now let's jump into our control panel. OK, remote control, drive systems, take control of that, and button 1. Okay.
Meteor storm inbound.
We're going to hit our thrust. Why are my gyros not working? What the heck? control. My gyros are all out of alignment. Oh, damn it. Okay, gotcha. That's left. That's down. That's up. Oh, that's not funny at all. That is not at all funny. It's hilarious, but it's not at all funny. What has happened here is somehow my projection and my camera are out of alignment with each other. So now from here, we're going to have to do is remote access, control, remember, it's nose heavy. It was only supposed to target, adjust slightly, and move forward. So now I need to align it with the target. Gyros are out of whack for some reason. All right. I have to aim it straight at this thing and hope that it makes it, because I have absolutely no way to adjust it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in as hot and as fast as we can. We've turned on the nanobots. And as far as I know, I should have nothing in inventory. This is every bit of thrust I have going forward here. And let's turn on number 9 and hope that something worked. I don't know if it did it, if it made it or not. But there we go. That's our first attempted torpedo. I'm still actually in control of it to some degree. Even though I can't see anything, there we go. I've thrusted it into the ship as fast as I possibly could with whatever force it had. Not sure if it actually did any damage or it actually managed to connect. But hey, it's a start. So thanks all for watching, kids. I'll see you on the next episode where hopefully we can actually figure out how to actually destroy this station and not die in the process. Interesting theories. Good night for now.